Hi, boys and girls. This is Julia, my daughter. She is going to read to us today.
Seriously, Cinderella is so annoying. By Trisha Shaskan. You must have heard of me, the wicked stepmother. Not true. It's just another one of Cinderella's wild stories. Not as wild as the one about the pumpkin and the fairy godmother. The real story, the true story, began with some chatter and some dust. All I ever wanted was a husband and a mansion. Before I married Cindy's father, my two darlings and I had met Sydney only a few times. The girl had seemed normal then. After I married Sydney's father, my darlings and I moved in. When I had just 1 foot on the front step, my dear husband kissed me goodbye and said, "I'm off on business." "He leaves often," Sydney said. But the animals stay put. They talk, they joke, they sing, they even help out, especially the bluebirds. Now, I don't mind a story, but I like facts, not fiction. Soon the girl was talking all kinds of hokey pokey. "Once upon a time," Sydney said, "one of the bluebirds became blue. Not the color, the feeling. His friend has flown south. My darlings and I were stuck near the front door. I just wanted to put away my bags, and that's when I saw it. Dust." "Dear, is the whole house this dusty?" I asked. "I don't know. I'll give you a tour." In the dining room, Sydney told stories. In the study, Sydney told stories non-stop. "Girls," I said, "time to get to work. This place needs a good cleaning." "Once upon a time, when I was cleaning," Sydney started. Oh boy. Sydney mopped the floor, but she finished so fast. My darlings had barely started. "Did you know robins and sparrows are my friends?" she said. "But the sparrows don't like the robins, silly creatures. Once upon a time, one of the robins—" "Sydney, dear," I said, "why don't you go ahead and wash the clothes now?" But Sydney washed them so fast. How on earth did she do it? I had to find another chore for her, just to keep her busy. "If there's one thing squirrels love, it's washing clothes," Sydney said. "The rats, though, would rather iron. You know, one day Squirrels and rats doing laundry? Quit telling such foolish stories," I said. Time passed, but nothing changed. In the garden, Sydney told stories. In the kitchen, Sydney told stories. At dinner, I couldn't hear myself think. "Dear, please," I said, "stop talking." But Sydney didn't stop. One day, a letter arrived. It was an invitation to the king's ball. The prince would surely fall in love with one of my darlings, and they would marry, live in a beautiful castle, and one day be king and queen of all the land. "Oh, stepmother, I have to go too," said Sydney. "Once upon a time, a girl and a prince." And then, just like that, Sydney lost her voice. Imagine, it had to be from all that storytelling. Well, what could I do? I told Sydney she had to stay home. For her health. She cried, of course. But a ball was no place for a sick girl. She needed rest. Sometimes it's so hard being a stepmother. At the ball, my darlings twirled, they whirled, but then some strange girl waltzed in. Her gown was magnificent. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I wondered how much it cost, and my seamstress could copy it for me. But the prince and the girl danced and pranced. My poor darlings were left princeless. A few days later, the prince made an announcement. "A glass slipper has been left at the castle. The prince would marry the girl whose foot it fit. Our big chance." After visiting every other mansion in the neighborhood, the prince's valet arrived at our door. Me, said one of my darlings. No, me, said the other. One at a time, said the valet. Each of the girls tried, but the shoe didn't fit. Then Sydney pushed out a whisper. Please, let me try. The shoe fit. Sydney pulled the match out of her pocket. What? My darlings cried. Sydney pushed out another whisper. She said something about a pumpkin coach and mice that turned into horses. She even added a fairy godmother. Please, there's no such thing. But I still don't know where she got those shoes. A few days later, the prince married Sydney. Poor man, he had no idea what he was getting himself into. But we lived happily ever after.
Thank you, Julia. And let's look at the title again, boys and girls. Okay, the title is right here. Seriously, Cinderella is so annoying. As told by the wicked stepmother. You can take an AR quiz on this. Go ahead and listen to it again and then take a quiz. Hope you enjoyed story time with Julia. Say bye. Say bye, Zara.